Most people think if you have diabetes, you need to stay far away from milk. Too much sugar, too many carbs, too much danger. But what if I told you that some milks could actually lower your blood sugar, protect your nerves, strengthen your heart, and support healthy weight loss, all without spiking your glucose? Today, we're uncovering a handful of surprising options that don't just fit into a diabetic diet, they can transform it. Stay with me, because some of these might completely change the way you think about milk forever. First on list, camel milk. Imagine a creamy, slightly salty milk that has been treasured for thousands of years across deserts, not just for survival, but for healing. Camel milk isn't just a drink. It's a natural pharmacy, especially when it comes to diabetes. Recent research is uncovering what ancient cultures already seem to know. Camel milk holds a unique set of nutrients and bioactive compounds that could genuinely help manage blood sugar, protect organs, and even improve insulin sensitivity in ways that cow's milk simply can't match. First, let's talk numbers. 1 cup of camel milk, about 8 fluid ounces, contains roughly 110 calories, 5 grams of fat, 11 grams of protein, and only about 5 grams of carbohydrates. That's nearly 50% less carbs compared to cow's milk, which is crucial for diabetics trying to minimize blood sugar spikes. Even more fascinating, despite being a dairy product, camel milk has a very low glycemic index, estimated to be around less than 35, meaning it causes only a gentle, slow rise in blood glucose. But what makes camel milk truly special isn't just its macronutrient profile. It's the insulin-like proteins naturally present within the milk. Yes, you read that right. Camel milk contains small proteins that mimic insulin. These proteins can survive digestion because camel milk lacks a certain coagulating protein that cow's milk has, and enter the bloodstream intact, potentially acting like natural insulin. In fact, one research study suggested that consuming camel milk could reduce the need for external insulin by up to 30 to 40% in type 1 diabetics. For type 2 diabetics, the benefits may be even more profound. Better fasting blood glucose, lower A1C, and improved metabolic health over time. Camel milk is also rich in zinc, offering around 10% of your daily value in a single cup. Zinc plays a critical role in insulin production, glucose metabolism, and healing diabetic wounds. Plus, camel milk delivers important antioxidants like vitamin C, about 3 to 5 times higher than cow's milk, lactoferrin, and immunoglobulins that protect your pancreas and blood vessels from inflammation and oxidative stress, the silent enemies that worsen diabetes every day. What about safety? Studies show that camel milk is generally safe for most adults and children. However, it's important to start slowly, perhaps with 4 ounces per day, especially if you have a dairy sensitivity. Even though camel milk has much less allergenic proteins than cow's milk and is usually better tolerated by people with lactose intolerance. And now let's talk about one more hidden benefit: gut health. Camel milk contains natural prebiotics and beneficial peptides that nourish your gut microbiome. A healthy gut plays a massive role in blood sugar regulation, insulin sensitivity, and even mood stabilization, all key factors in living well with diabetes. Portion control. Ideally, for a diabetic-friendly intake, 4 to 8 ounces, 1/2 to 1 cup daily, is a smart starting point. It gives you the metabolic and healing benefits without overloading calories or carbs. Quick myth buster. Some people claim that camel milk cures diabetes. Let's be clear, it's not a cure, but it can support better glucose control, reduce insulin needs, and help prevent complications when used consistently alongside a healthy diet, exercise, and medical care. You're probably wondering about price and availability. In the US, camel milk is more expensive than cow's milk. You can expect to pay around $18 to $25 for a 16-ounce bottle of frozen or pasteurized camel milk. It's typically available online, at health food stores, and sometimes at Middle Eastern or specialty markets. Second on list, almond milk. When it comes to navigating the world of milks for diabetes, almond milk feels almost like a secret weapon. Quiet, light, but incredibly powerful if you choose the right one. Unlike traditional cow's milk, which naturally contains about 12 grams of sugar per cup from lactose. Unsweetened almond milk offers a dramatically different profile that diabetics can truly benefit from. A typical cup of unsweetened almond milk, about 8 fluid ounces, delivers only 30 to 40 calories, 1 gram of carbohydrates, 2.5 to 3 grams of fat, mostly heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, and around 1 gram of protein. That's a glycemic index close to zero. Yes, zero, meaning it has virtually no impact on your blood sugar. Why does that matter so much? For diabetics, the less a food or drink spikes your blood sugar, the better. Stable blood sugar means fewer crashes, fewer cravings, and less long-term damage to your blood vessels, nerves, and kidneys. And almond milk doesn't just avoid causing a spike, it actually supports better glucose management. That's because almonds themselves are packed with compounds that improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and provide essential nutrients diabetics are often deficient in. 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk typically provides around 25 to 45% of your daily calcium needs. Fortified versions often supply 20 to 50% of your daily vitamin D, and it's naturally rich in vitamin E, offering about 50% of your daily needs in just 1 cup. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that protects blood vessels and improves circulation, 2 areas heavily attacked by diabetes. Research even suggests that higher vitamin E intake can help lower HbA1c levels, a major marker of blood sugar control over time. And here's another hidden gem. Almond milk is naturally low in phosphorus and potassium compared to cow's milk, which is critical for diabetics managing early kidney disease, a common complication. Plus, it's free from lactose, making it an ideal option for the estimated 30 to 50% of diabetics who also suffer from lactose intolerance but still crave a creamy addition to their smoothies, cereals, or coffees. Portion control? It's easy and forgiving. Most diabetics can safely enjoy 1 cup per day, either straight, in coffee, in smoothies, or as a base for healthy recipes. And because the calorie load is so low, it fits beautifully even into stricter calorie-controlled diabetic meal plans. But, and this is a big but, you must choose your almond milk carefully. Sweetened almond milk can sneak in up to 12 to 20 grams of added sugar per cup, which defeats the entire purpose. Always look for unsweetened or original unsweetened varieties and double-check the label for hidden sugars like cane syrup, rice syrup, or agave. Quick myth buster. Some people fear that almond milk lacks enough protein compared to cow's milk. While it's true that almond milk is lower in protein, diabetics usually get ample protein from other sources like meats, fish, eggs, legumes, and nuts. You're not relying on almond milk for protein. You're using it for its blood sugar friendliness, low calories, high vitamin E, and safe hydration. You might also wonder about price. Thankfully, almond milk is incredibly accessible in the US. A half-gallon, 64 fluid ounces of unsweetened almond milk typically costs between $2.50 to $4.50, depending on the brand and organic status. That makes it not just diabetes-friendly, but wallet-friendly too. Third on list, low-fat cow's milk. When it comes to low-fat cow's milk, the answer isn't a simple yes or no. It's about how, when, and how much you use it. First, let's start with the numbers. A typical cup of low-fat cow's milk, about 8 fluid ounces, provides roughly 100 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 8 grams of protein, and about 12 to 13 grams of carbohydrates, coming mostly from lactose, the natural milk sugar. Compared to almond milk or camel milk, yes, that carbohydrate count is definitely higher. But the key is not just the number, it's how your body responds to it. The glycemic index of cow's milk is estimated around 40 to 45, which means it's considered a low to moderate glycemic food. It raises blood sugar, but more slowly and steadily compared to something like white bread or sugary drinks. One big advantage of low-fat cow's milk for diabetics is its high protein content, around 8 grams per cup. Protein helps slow down carbohydrate absorption, meaning the lactose in the milk doesn't flood your bloodstream all at once. Instead, the sugar enters gradually, giving you a more stable, manageable blood sugar response. Plus, that protein helps keep you feeling full longer, which can be critical for blood sugar control and weight management. Low-fat cow's milk also provides 300 milligrams of calcium per cup, covering about 25 to 30% of your daily needs, which is essential for maintaining strong bones, something diabetics are at higher risk of losing over time. It also gives a natural supply of vitamin D, if fortified, about 15 to 20% of your daily need, helping support not only bones but also immune balance and insulin sensitivity. Another bonus? Cow's milk contains potassium, around 350 milligrams per cup, which supports heart health by helping to regulate blood pressure, another major concern for diabetics. But here's the real-world catch. Because low-fat cow's milk contains natural sugar, it's easy to accidentally overdo it. Drinking large quantities or pairing it with high-carb meals could cause unwanted glucose spikes. That's why portion control is critical. For most diabetics, 4 to 6 ounces, half to 3/4 of a cup, at a time is a smart, blood sugar-friendly serving, especially when combined with fiber or protein from the rest of the meal. It's also important to talk about the fat issue. While low-fat options were once recommended across the board, modern research is a bit more nuanced. Some studies suggest that full-fat dairy might actually offer metabolic benefits for some diabetics because the fat helps blunt the blood sugar rise even more. However, if you're managing weight, cholesterol, or heart disease risk, sticking to low-fat versions may still be the safer route, especially under a doctor's guidance. When shopping, just make sure you're choosing plain, low-fat milk, not flavored or chocolate versions, which often pack in an extra 12 to 25 grams of added sugar per serving. That's a blood sugar disaster waiting to happen. Quick myth buster. Some people believe all milk causes diabetes or is dangerous because of its sugar content. That's not true. When used properly, in controlled portions, at the right times and preferably paired with other proteins, fibers, or healthy fats, low-fat cow's milk can be part of a balanced, blood sugar supportive diet for many diabetics. And how about the price? Cow's milk is one of the most affordable options. In the US, a gallon of low-fat milk usually runs between $3 and $4.50, making it an accessible source of quality nutrition without breaking the bank. Fourth on list, cashew milk. If you're living with diabetes and searching for a creamy, satisfying milk alternative that doesn't come with a heavy blood sugar cost, cashew milk might just be your new best friend. Light, silky, and slightly nutty, cashew milk offers a delicious way to enjoy milk without the glucose roller coaster, if you pick the right kind. Let's start with the numbers. A typical cup of unsweetened cashew milk, about 8 fluid ounces, contains around 25 to 40 calories, 2 to 4 grams of fat, 1 gram of protein, and less than 1 gram of carbohydrates. Yes, less than 1 gram, making it one of the lowest carb milk options available. The glycemic index of unsweetened cashew milk is essentially close to zero, meaning it has an almost non-existent impact on your blood sugar. For a diabetic, that's huge. It means you can add creaminess to your coffee, smoothies, or oatmeal without triggering a spike. But it's not just about avoiding carbs. Cashew milk brings other hidden advantages too. Cashews are naturally rich in heart-healthy mono-unsaturated fats, and when turned into milk, they still retain some of these beneficial compounds. That means every sip is delivering fats that support lower LDL cholesterol, better blood vessel function, and improved insulin sensitivity. 3 critical goals for diabetics trying to protect their heart and circulation. Another secret strength of cashew milk? Its magnesium content. Cashews are an excellent natural source of magnesium, and although the milk has less than whole nuts, some of that magnesium carries over, offering around 10 to 15% of your daily value per cup if you choose fortified versions. Magnesium is essential for insulin signaling, blood sugar stability, and nerve protection. In fact, research suggests that magnesium deficiency worsens insulin resistance and increases the risk of diabetic complications like neuropathy and heart disease. Cashew milk is also often fortified with calcium and vitamin D, 2 nutrients many diabetics need more of. You'll typically get about 25 to 30% of your daily calcium and 20 to 30% of your daily vitamin D needs from just 1 cup of fortified cashew milk, helping you maintain strong bones and a resilient immune system. Portion control? Thanks to its ultra-low carb and calorie load, unsweetened cashew milk is very forgiving. You can easily enjoy 1 to 2 cups per day, depending on your total calorie and carb goals, without worrying about derailing your blood sugar management. But, and it's a big but, just like with almond milk, you must be careful about choosing unsweetened varieties. Sweetened cashew milk can sneak in 10 to 20 grams of added sugars per serving, turning what should be a blood sugar hero into a hidden villain. Always scan the label for unsweetened and double-check the total sugars and carb count. Quick myth buster. Some people believe that cashew milk lacks nutrition because it's mostly water. While it's true that nut milks are diluted compared to eating whole nuts, the real value here isn't packing in calories. It's providing a low-carb, low-calorie, vitamin and mineral-fortified beverage that's safe, satisfying, and supportive for diabetic health. Price-wise, cashew milk is quite accessible. In the U.S., you'll typically find a half-gallon, 64 ounces, of unsweetened cashew milk priced between $3 and $5, depending on the brand and whether it's organic. Fifth on list, soy milk. In the world of milk alternatives, soy milk stands out for one major reason. It's not just a milk substitute, it's a genuine nutritional powerhouse. And for people living with diabetes, that matters a lot more than you might think. Let's start with the basics. A typical cup of unsweetened soy milk, about 8 fluid ounces, delivers around 80 to 100 calories, 4 grams of fat, mostly heart-healthy unsaturated fats, 7 grams of protein, and about 4 grams of carbohydrates. Compare that to cow's milk, which has about 12 grams of carbs, and you can already see why soy milk can fit smartly into a diabetic meal plan. The glycemic index of unsweetened soy milk ranges between 30 to 40, meaning it has a low impact on blood sugar, similar to many non-starchy vegetables. It doesn't spike blood sugar sharply, it raises it slowly and steadily, which is exactly what you want to protect your blood vessels, nerves, and kidneys. But what really makes soy milk shine is its protein content. Unlike almond or cashew milk, which are very low in protein, soy milk brings a full, complete plant-based protein, with all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. At 7 grams of protein per cup, it almost matches cow's milk, and it plays a big role in slowing carbohydrate absorption, stabilizing blood sugar, preserving muscle mass, and supporting healthy weight management, all of which are critical for diabetics. Soy milk is also rich in compounds called isoflavones, natural plant chemicals that have anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and insulin-sensitizing properties. Several research studies have suggested that isoflavones in soy products can help lower A1C levels, improve fasting blood sugar, reduce LDL cholesterol, and even lower blood pressure. Plus, these plant compounds seem to offer protective effects against heart disease, which is crucial because diabetes dramatically increases heart disease risk. Another major advantage? Calcium and vitamin D fortification. Most soy milks sold in the U.S. are fortified to deliver around 30 to 45% of your daily calcium needs and 20 to 30% of your vitamin D needs per cup, supporting stronger bones and better glucose metabolism. Soy milk also provides potassium, around 250 to 300 milligrams per cup, helping support healthy blood pressure and circulation. Portion control? With unsweetened soy milk, you're in a pretty safe zone. For most diabetics, 1 cup per meal, up to 2 to 3 cups per day, depending on total carb targets, can fit very comfortably into a balanced eating plan. But just like the other plant milks we've talked about, you need to be extremely careful about choosing unsweetened versions. Sweetened soy milk can pack in 10 to 18 grams of added sugars per cup, turning a healthy drink into a blood sugar bomb. Always read the label. Unsweetened and plain are your friends. One more thing to know, not all soy milks are created equal. Some cheaper brands use lower quality soy isolates rather than whole soybeans, which may lower the nutritional value. When possible, choose soy milk labeled organic or made from whole soybeans to get the full benefit. Quick myth buster. There's a lot of fear around soy causing hormonal issues because of its phytoestrogens. However, research overwhelmingly shows that normal consumption of soy foods, like soy milk, is safe and beneficial, even for people with diabetes. It doesn't feminize men. It doesn't cause breast cancer. In fact, it may even offer protective effects when eaten as part of a healthy, balanced diet. As for price, soy milk is very affordable. In the US, a half gallon, 64 ounces, of unsweetened organic soy milk typically costs between $3 and $5, similar to almond and cashew milk. If you found today's breakdown helpful, imagine what a few small changes like this could do for your blood sugar, your energy, and your future. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more science-backed tips that can help you take control of your diabetes naturally. And before you go, drop a comment below. I'd love to know, which one of these milks surprised you the most? Let's keep learning, healing, and thriving together.